Saddam Hussein was born on April 28, 1937, in the village of Al-Azhar. His father vanished just 5 months before his birth, and his brother also died of cancer, leaving him with just his lovely mother, who in her times of depression and poverty-stricken times sent her son away to live with the family of an uncle. But at the age of 10, he ran away from that home to go live with his real uncle. Who was somewhat a bad influence, because 10 years later he joined the Ba'ath Party, a revolutionary political group whose plan was to kill Iraq's prime minister. With the plan gone wrong, Saddam fled to Egypt, where he was to live there for all eternity and never come back. Well, that's false. Because in 4 years' time, he returned to Iraq, where his former political group seized power. At least for a year, that is. But with a victory comes a fumble, and then another victory! After regaining power once again, they forced Iraq's president to resign, and with one president gone came a new one, which was decided to be Saddam. Some people didn't like him, some did, and for the people who didn't, well, I bet their story didn't end well. Some people praised the fact that he spoke out against the power of the US in Europe. Those who disagreed were either imprisoned or killed. In the year of 1980, Saddam led an invasion at Iran, which just led to an 8-year war. At that point, Iran knew they were losing and they lost massive amounts of lives. So they just needed to find a way to end the war as quickly as possible. So then, with no profit or gains whatsoever, Iran's quest to end the war came to an end in a stalemate. You'd think he learned his lesson, but after losing one war, he wasn't planning on losing another. So in the year 1990, he invaded Kuwait, which meant war! But with the help from the US, they pushed Saddam and his forces back, ending the war, meaning it only lasted a year. Saddam didn't take failure too lightly. Knowing that the US played a part in the defeat of the Persian War, he took revenge. He infiltrated the US airlines on the date September 11, 2001. 2 planes crashed against the Twin Towers, collapsing each tower. From all that rubble, fire was bound to happen. So when fire evolved, it couldn't be stopped, setting off 4 buildings on fire. Unfortunately, one of the 4 collapsed. That one being the biggest tower, of course. So not only did the Twin Towers fall, but also one other. This was New York's darkest moments. Still devastated after 2 years, President Bush declared that Iraq and Iran were the axis of evil. And President Bush even proposed that Saddam was constructing illegal weapons right under their noses. So without a doubt, the US invaded Iraq successfully, capturing Saddam's family, but not Saddam himself. On December 13, 2003, Saddam was finally discovered by US forces while they were out on a search looking for him. He was taken to trial on November 5, 2006 and was found guilty of his crimes. So then it was declared he'd be executed on December 30th, 2006. That must have been a sad Christmas for him. Now that the US's most wanted criminal was executed, they had nothing else to do but to bury him in his own birthplace. Well, there you have it, folks.
be famous, but he sure is infamous.